Welcome to the Motocross Supercross podcast.
Coming at you, episode 52. We are breaking down the 450s in Foxborough, Massachusetts, Boston, round 15. I'm Adam here with Claudio. What's up, Claudio?
What up, bro?
What's up? What's up? That was there's definitely a lot to talk about here with these 450s. It definitely got very dramatic, and everybody online, social media we saw has an opinion. So we will get into that. But as we were saying, this is Foxborough, Boston, the Patriot Stadium, Gillette Stadium.
Number one.
Day race, Network Fox TV. And it was definitely not a disappointer, that's for sure. As the season winds down, 2 races left, Utah and Vegas. This was the last East Coast race for everyone. So this is the end of the year right here, and like we said, it did not disappoint. It was a great show. There's a lot of people there. We saw Gronk. I still see Gronk on the on NFL. They're actually mad at him. They're like, "Yo, why are you? Just tell us if you're gonna play or not, and stop talking about dirt scooters and stuff."
Hitting the ramps.
Dude, I saw. And then there was a video, I think Barstool Sports posted on Instagram of him just dancing with his Monster hat on at some club or something, just going wild. Like he's the only one in there dancing. It's pretty good.
Yeah, he had an interview with with Juliana.
Yes.
And I don't know, for someone that's a Monster Energy athlete or whatever, he had no idea what he was talking about. Like I just felt like they were just like, "Oh, look, we're gonna ask you about the race," and he was just like, "Oh, what? What do you mean? What?" And because he was like, "Oh yeah, he was like the dirt scooters, not really the dirt scooters, but he didn't use like a dirt bike, And then he was like, "Yeah, hitting all the ramps and landing on the other side of the hill." I'm like, what? What do you what? What do you mean?
Yeah, he's just your typical like drive-by fan. Like they see they see it and they're just like, "Oh, sweet." But yeah, he said he used to have like 4-wheelers and stuff, which is cool. But the Supercross were looking for just anyone to be like, "Hey, like help us make this popular."
I mean, it was cool. He was on that little pit bike and stuff. He did a couple of laps, I guess. It's hilarious. They did like a little introduction, like, "Oh, number 87 on whatever, he's the newest," like Ricky Carmichael did it. And it was kind of comical, I guess. But
oh yeah, so funny. They had the press conference, just him standing next to Carmichael is comical. He's like 3 feet taller than him.
It was just, I don't know, it was just weird to, I don't know, you're a Monster Energy athlete, at least get like the terms, like not the ramps.
And he's been to the Supercrosses before too. I know last time they did it, he was 2 years ago, I think it was. He was present as well. So
yeah, he was like all like Monster out with his hat and his little like hoodie and stuff and his shirt, like like how people dress up to go watch Supercross type thing, because everybody thinks they're like a factory rider.
Yeah, exactly. But he's getting paid so much by Monster, so they have to bring him out. He's like the king. He's got his own can,
I mean, I guess, but I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna talk about a sport,
yeah, know the lingo, man.
Don't disrespect it that way. It's like, like, I don't know, they interview Eli Tomac and he talks about football and they're like, "Yeah, they're just scoring some points," or I don't know how, you know what I'm saying? Like it will be like the same equivalent. Yeah, but enough about Gronkowski. Let's jump into this race because we definitely have a lot to talk about. And it was an exciting race. It was a great weekend. I felt like the only thing that sucked was the dust in the track
and the shadows.
Well, yeah, and obviously, but that comes with the day race, But just the dust of the track was super dusty, making it loose, and it was pretty sketchy for some of the riders for sure.
And it was cold too. Didn't affect us because we were just watching from TV, but the high was like 50 something.
Yeah, I feel like it was, yeah, exactly. It was pretty chilly, but no snow, so that was cool. And but yeah, let's jump into Heat 1, man. Because
here, real quick, for the lap times, Tomac had the fastest lap time with a 52.5, and then next was Marvin. Marvin had a 53.2. So even Tomac was like almost a whole second faster. So
yeah,
and then
that's pretty fast.
Pike was third, Bowers was fourth, Dean Anderson had that sixth fastest, Barsha and Brayton were seventh and eighth, Baggett and Craig were the top 10. So that's just how everyone kind of qualified top 10. We see Bowers really throwing it down, and Wilson and Pike, everyone was up there. But yeah, Tomac was definitely faster than Marvin all day.
Anyone. Yeah. Yes. And so heat number 1, we
Anderson had a clean hole shot, real clean.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. He had a clean hole shot, and Malcolm Stewart was right behind him. Muskin,
Brayton, and Craig and Bowers. Everyone was kind of up there, but someone we didn't see was Alex Ray. He DNS because he had that mechanical problem, some clutch problem, I think is what I saw. So that sucks for him. But anyways, Muscan was like putting down like one of the fastest laps of the race. He was hauling.
He looked ballsy.
Yeah, dude. We saw aggressive Muscan today, which we haven't really seen too much. But this year he's been a little bit more aggressive.
Yeah, especially in this race though. He in this first heat he got really close. He's pretty much stayed with Anderson the whole time, even though Anderson got the hole shot and the clean track. He stayed with Anderson the whole time. They didn't finish but a second and a half, not even behind each other. So like not even a second. So that was different type of Musking. And in one of the race, like I feel like he like jumped and he landed like right next to Anderson. So that's what I mean. He was being really, really ballsy.
Yeah, there's a lot of close racing too. A lot of that on this track, like people just jumping, landing right next to each other. It was just crazy. But yeah, them two ran away with it. They were like 11 seconds ahead of Malcolm, who got third, which is pretty awesome. Brayton, he got fourth. Bowers, fifth. Christian Craig was there, sixth. Cedric.
Bowers and Brayton had a cool little battle between them for a little.
Yeah, they did. That was like the most exciting. Not that there wasn't like real exciting stuff this race, but like their one like slow-mo replay was Tyler Bowers getting blasted in the face by Justin Brayton's roost in the sand.
In the sand section, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah,
and, like I felt it. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, but yeah, that was kind of like the most exciting part of this race, just because they pretty much finished how they started, There wasn't too much battling going on, except for that final position.
Yeah, well, the final, that's another thing. We talked about it in the last podcast, how Alves and Van Busker got into it on the last turn. Well, it happened here too. Dustin Pipes and Devin Raper, a rapper as we call him,
Repair.
They got into it all the way to that last turn, which was very dangerous, and it was meant to be a lot of taking outs. So he they didn't give up, and he just blasted at the end and got that inch on Pipes for the last spot. Good for him.
Yeah, he like kind of jumped it, and I think that really helped him. Like he like landed like. He almost cased the finish line jump. He because everyone else who they didn't, who were just like kept rolling it whenever they would come up on it, they'd kind of roll it. But he was just like, no, he like just jumped it, and just barely beat him out. So yeah, Pipes had to resort to the LCQ.
Yep.
And I think last podcast I talked about LeMay being hurt. But I should have mentioned that in this podcast because he's 450
I thought
guy.
I thought it was weird whenever you said it in the last podcast, but I just let you be,
Yeah, I knew it happened, and then I just couldn't remember. But I was so confused because I didn't see his name on there because I remember seeing his name clearly, and then I just said it. But yeah, I should have just waited. But yeah, so LeMay, video him crashing. on our Instagram at MXSX Podcast. You can watch that. And that's
Many
definitely
others.
a 450s.
But yeah, so that's Heat 1.
Mm-hmm.
We moved to Heat 2.
Heat 2.
And
it was cool. They started with before the gate even dropped. They did that little like zoom in on Ryan Smith wearing the jeans and the t-shirt.
Yes. That was interesting. But that's a good way to get attention and see if he can get a sponsor for gear. Yeah, he literally went out there on
jeans
and a long t-shirt with a marker number in the back.
Yeah, he wrote his whole name on it and stuff. I was
number 831.
We were pitted next to him at Minios one year. I remember that. And what I remember, he was a cool dude, but that was way long ago. And I do think it's good publicity, but if he would have finished just like a little bit better, it would have been way.
Yeah, it would have been way better.
way better publicity. But yeah, so this one was definitely more exciting than the first one.
A little bit, yeah.
And it started with the whole shot. Chad Reed, legend Chad Reed,
gets
the whole shot. And dude, the crowd was wild, man. You could really hear him just like screaming and cheering him on.
Chad Reed, man. Chad Reed in the front, of course.
It was dude. It looked like he was gonna lead a lap too. But
speaking of Chad Reed, before we even moved on,
okay.
There's been okay. So I don't know if you know this. I don't think many people know this, but the Husqvarna that Chad Reed rides and the Husqvarna that like Dean Wilson or even Jason Anderson have, they're two different rides.
Right.
So I mean, not because of the fact that it's factory or not. It's just a newer version of they're pretty much riding a 2019 model.
Who is Anderson? Anderson and them, they're riding the 2019 model, and Chad Reed stuck on the old model.
Yeah, they've been riding since A1, since the first race. So it looks like Chad finally got his hands in the new Husky, and he might be rocking the new bike. That's probably why he looked way better out there.
Oh, he was on it this weekend.
I want to say yes.
Nice.
But I don't wanna. The article that I'm seeing is from like 5 days ago. So he might have been on the new bike this weekend for sure.
Well, that happened. I mean, it definitely showed he got that whole shot, like we said.
Yeah. If the goose put it together, because I guess in the Chat Reed's Instagram you can see, a bunch of his stuff. He's usually pretty good about posting and keeping everyone up to date. But nice. He makes he mentions Gosler, which is his mechanic, and it says, "So I'm glad you didn't build after last weekend. Got you a new bike on the way. Needs a little work." And then he just it's just a picture of,
completely
the
stopped
frame,
motorcycle,
the frame, and like it's just literally the frame and the triple clams and stuff like that. It says 0 hours on it.
Nice.
So,
nice. Well, hey, nothing runs like a new bike,
Oh, for sure, man.
Like just something about it. They
call
always
it
rip.
New generation Husqvarna.
The new gen. All right.
Yeah.
I can dig it.
Right.
I could dig it. Yeah. So, anyways, Chad Reed was just, he was killing it. Everyone's going crazy. And then he's about to lead an entire lap, comes right up to the finish line, and then he gets sandwiched like in that corner.
He got a
little was on the
Baggett
inside.
Barsha sandwich. Yeah,
Barsha was on the inside, Bag was on the outside. They both passed him, sandwiched him right at the same time. It was like a dirty trick, or it was like a prank they're playing on. Like,
where's Ashton Kutcher? Come out.
Yeah, exactly. Because it was just funny that both passed him right at the same time, sandwiched him. He goes from first to third right before he's about to lead that lap, and Baggett ended up, crossing that finish line first, but then right after that finish line, like in that turn before the straightaway, Barsha passed him. So, and then Barsha pretty much just ran away with it after that.
Yeah, Barsha was all out, man. Doing a block pass on Tomac and
yeah, exactly. Yeah, Tomac. We haven't even mentioned him because he just had a terrible start. But
yeah, he had a really bad start. He ended up coming back from I want to say 5th or 6th place. He was out back battling with like Pike and Baggett and all the way on his way up.
yeah, he did come all the way back to
Breezy was also there. I want to say.
Who? Freezy?
Vince Freezy.
Yeah, Freezy. All right, so last year Freezy was like up front every race. Like he would get these awesome starts, and he would just like. I feel like he led a bunch of laps last year, and this year he's like, it's kind of been the same. This was probably his best start, like this race. Whenever we talk a little bit more about the main and stuff, but he definitely, I feel like he did better last year than he's doing this year, for sure. So maybe he can step it up for these last couple, rounds.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see on that. But I just thought that was worth mentioning. He kind of degressed compared to last year.
Yeah, there's got to be something else, more than, maybe he's going through something. We don't really know, I guess. But
even Brayton started off like way better this year, and it seems like he's starting to fade a little bit too towards the end.
Well, this is they've been saying this is probably his best year so far as a professional, motocross rider.
Yeah, but I'm saying he was like top 3, and now he's like top 10.
Yeah,
like, it definitely shifted there. Yeah,
yeah. But
someone Daytona, he was just like
someone that kept going up. It was Tomac. Like he came from behind. He wasn't up front, but he looked really, really good. He put a really nice pass on Baggett, and I felt like Baggett heard him coming because, he passed him on that turn right after the whoops, right?
Yeah, right
and
there.
They go left,
on the finish,
and then you can just see Baggett. He hurt. I want to say he hurt Tomac because he moved that foot real quick. He just, as soon as he you see Tomac come by, he moved that foot so quick, man. It was. So I bet you it's kind of scary for him.
Oh, I bet. Dude, he would, yeah. Tomac was hauling, and he just had a great, he passed him in the air. It looked like he was going like 20 miles an hour faster than Baggett. Like, he just like flew past him in the air. I was like, he was making, it's also worth noting, he was making clean passes on everyone. He was just straight up just beating everyone, like barely touching them.
Totally agreed. 100. He was passing people left and right, no problem. But I felt like he had a rough night for sure. A lot of people picked on him that race. So, but yeah. So like you said, so Barsha ended up winning. Tomac got 2nd. Baggett got 3rd. Weston Pike got 4th. Chat Reed with a 5th place. Freezy with a 6th place, probably his best finish this year. Dean Wilson with the 7th, Henry Miller with an 8th, and Benny Bloss with the last spot in 9th place.
Yeah. I mean, that puts our boy Ryan Smith we were just talking about, along with Paulie and Catanzaro, Cunningham, all these people, Tedder, they all go into the main, or not the main, the LCQ. Going to the LCQ. So we knew the LCQ was going to be, pretty good. There's a lot of people in there. Catanzaro, he's kind of the hometown boy. We said he kind of was, but then kind of not. But then we said he kind of was, is from that, just area. So, he had a great start. I don't know. I think they gave him the whole shot. Yeah. Looks like he got credit with the whole shot, followed by Tedder and Alex Bray, who had that engine problem, and Cunningham, who's made, I think, all the mains except 2. And yeah, during these LCQs is when those shadows were very on the track,
sketchy.
Just it was black and white pretty much coming up to these sections. I mean, on camera it was bad, so in person just being blinded by the freaking super bright light, and then down into these shadows which are filled with ruts going up those rhythm sections. So that That's where we saw Sizemore crash in the 250s. And Cunningham, he almost like crashed like the exact same way on like the exact same place. But he was able to keep it up there and actually battled with Ray up front, Alex Ray. It was pretty good battle between them two. Tedder was running third, followed by like Catanzaro and Pipes.
Which also had a really nice battle too.
Yeah, we did get to see some really good battles. And Catanzaro, of course, being the hometown hero. He does make the pass. And I don't know if you caught, like, I'm sure you caught it, but they had the split screen going on. But on the bottom right screen, the little small one, Tedder, like, goes down after the triple in that sand section. And it was really hard to, I don't know if he got hit by Pipes, but his, like, reaction was, like, so, like, it was almost, like, delayed and, like, super, like, dramatic, I want to say.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I'll have to go back and look at it, but I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I can put a video on the Instagram, but it's going to be like the quality just sucks because you got to zoom it in so far. But
yeah.
whatever, I'll do it. Just because I don't want to say it's funny just in case he got hurt, but if he didn't get hurt, it's probably like a little funny kind of scene there. But he definitely got blasted, sand blasted by everyone. But I don't know if he got hit or something, but we'll have to see. We'll have to look for an update on that because it definitely looked weird. But Cunningham, he ran Alex Ray high in that turn right there after the finish, and then obviously was able to run away with it. So yeah, Cunningham won. Alex Ray got second. AJ Catanzaro got third. Dustin Pipes getting that final position. Bubba Pauly sitting right there on the outside. He had a pretty good battle with him too, and Nagy and Gardner, who's made a couple, Caden, so a lot of people. Tedder, LeMay, we see on there. Not making it to the main this week, but Cunningham, Ray, Catanzaro, and Pipes are. So yeah, let's jump into the race everyone wants to talk about.
Yes.
And the 450 main event. Round 15 of 17 coming in. Anderson's running away with it. We saw Marvin in second in points, Eli in third, those three guys, and they gave us a pretty good show. They definitely put on a show for this race.
Yeah, it was a great race.
Not for Chad Reed, though. Chad Reed fell in the first corner.
Yes, he did, and also had a good finish at the end of the day. He ended up...
He did.
He ended up coming back and finishing 10th, so good for him.
There you go, another top 10 for Chad Reed. That's his...
keeping that streak, you know?
Yeah, that's his thing now. So, yeah, that was good for him. But Christian Craig got the whole shot, and he was just like, he was on like the very inside, and he just hugged it around that turn, and yeah.
Yeah, he had a great whole shot. He had followed by Muskin, Anderson, Tomac, and the rest of the pack. I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but yeah, it was a close one, but he had a clean whole shot for sure.
Real clean, but it didn't last very long. He hit those tough blocks. And
yeah, like you said, Reed also went down in the pileup, and then Craig went down right.
Yeah,
I guess in the whoop section.
Exactly, right before that whoops, and Tomac and a couple other riders almost like hit the same thing. So I don't know if the line on that thing was just like heading off the track, but they were all just landing like right there on that edge. Yeah,
he almost got run over by Tomac and Anderson too. Could have been pretty bad.
He did. And during all this, Freeze was like running fourth. So but Barsha, this is like around the same time too, we see Barsha, like Weston Pike gives him a little bump off the track, and he ends up like on the starting line. You know what I'm talking about, right?
He cut the track pretty hard, I want to say, and there was nothing really done about it. I wanted to leave that until we're pretty much done with it, but now that you bring it up, he cut the track, and he he cut a whole section.
Yeah, the entire section.
And he did it. He didn't even go in the same section he went out of.
Yeah, he missed the whole section. And I don't think, like, if he lost any time, like, he didn't lose much time. That's for sure.
No.
It wasn't much of a, it wasn't like Anderson where he lost positions and,
Well, Anderson was on the throttle off the track, though.
He was on the starting line. He could have laid down a whole shot right there. But
yeah, it was a little weird. And again, it goes to, you know, I guess point of view of or opinion, I want to say, on what's really not, you know, fair or unfair. So
I was also definitely surprised that he was not penalized, even like one position or something, because it just looks so bad. And then after seeing what they did to Jason, it's like they're just not being consistent. Not that I agree with any of it, but I mean the consistency. If you're gonna penalize
what they did
one
to Jason,
rider,
is what they did to Jason for doing the right thing.
Yeah, and
so Craig went down, almost gets slammed on by Tomac and Anderson. Like you said, Barsha cut the track.
Baggin
and Freeze had they were putting a good show too. They had a nice little battle going, like you said.
Yeah, he started off good. Freeze, he was like running fourth, and then like everyone just started passing him.
Yeah, he just like started fading out. Even Reed passed him. He put a great pass on him.
Yeah, he ended up finishing 12th. So that's what I'm saying. Like he runs good at first, and then I don't know what happened, but I had 2 weeks left. You can still, you know, turn it around, prove your skills, which we all know he has.
Yeah. After that, Cunningham went down in the sand section.
Oh yeah, he cased that triple too.
Yes, he went down, and he went down pretty hard. Muskin got really lucky there, you know, not land on him, and then here it comes.
That's what I'm saying. This was about the time when Tomac was he was catching Marvin, and he just looked like whenever they showed Tomac, you knew
he wasn't catching. He wasn't catching Marvin. He caught Marvin and passed him.
Yeah, he passed him clean, but I'm saying before that even happened, I knew he was going to win that race. I was like, oh yeah, he's for sure going to catch him. He's for sure going to win.
Well, he put a great. He was, you know, he like let him go. He went, you know, Marvin went by the lappers. He caught him back, let him go again, caught him back. So it was definitely clear that Tomac was way faster than Muskin. You know, he passed him. So, but and then after that, boom, here it comes.
Yeah, so Eli passes Marvin, and Marvin's been leading the whole race, and he can't.
The whole race.
He just cannot let. He just can't let, you know, Tomac beat him. You know, this was his race. He's been winning it, so he kind of takes a cheap shot at him. Takes the inside, like Tomac's already like completed the corner. He's like moving forward the next section, and Marvin really went in there and took him out, actually, like right there on the throttle side. And then his bike gets hung up on Marvin's like back tire a little bit. Marvin has to stop, like bike falls off, he goes off, wins the race.
Good thing they had all that advantage on.
Oh yeah, they were like 30 seconds up on
third
Anderson.
place. Yeah, they were 30 seconds from Jason Anderson, and
that's a good thing because it took Eli. He didn't get up right away. He like got up. He kind of like pouted, like gave a little thumbs up to Marvin, and actually, whenever he like pulled his bike up, like Barsha actually hit his bike and it fell down again.
Yes, yeah.
But yeah, he does get it up eventually and finishes the race. He gets second. Anderson gets third. The crowd is booing the hell out of Marvin. The crowd was so angry.
Why they're booing him? Because he's dirty, man. I feel like this is the second time in a row, like the second year in a row, second day race in a row, then Muskin shits on Eli Tomac. Last year he did it in New York. As if you guys listen I've been listening to us. It's a race that I went to. I saw everything happen, and it was just like he just literally stopped and fell over, and then got in front of Eli, so Dungey can win the championship. He even mentioned something on the press conference about it after the race, and he it's just dirty. That's just dirty riding. That was not a clean pass, and he wanted to say how like Eli was making a new line on that last turn. It doesn't matter. You jumped into him. He if you look at the video, he definitely just jumped right into him. So
I think I have the clip here from the press conference of Marvin saying that.
Yeah, well, we got into a contact, and obviously his bike fell into my bike, and I'm pretty sure his handlebar got in my rear wheel. That's why it damaged all that. I don't think it was from the impact that it destroyed the grip, but yeah, definitely, his bike fell into me, and I thought I was gonna get stuck too, but I think we've seen worse, and
Shut up.
stuff like that. Last year, Vegas, for example, at the final round.
Yeah, you can fix a race at New York 2 weeks before that.
Boom.
And not have anything happen, and then we'll get a $5,000 penalty, and that's like a drop in the bucket for the 450 class. So why not just keep blasting people?
Yeah, I know. I'm pretty sure we can talk about stuff like that.
Points, not a freaking $5,000 fine.
Yeah. No, I know we could talk about stuff like that for a long time. But
including myself and Marv.
Oh, it's definitely heated.
Josh Grant was right there in Vegas, trying to help you. It's not like, what I'm saying. We could talk about stuff like that, a long time. So things like that happen,
Oh, so that was
like, what did he say? He didn't even say anything. He's just like, yeah, we can just, we can, yeah.
Yeah, well, he's like, you did it with Josh Grant, pretty much. Yeah, so it was definitely heated right there in the press conference.
Oh, for sure. I'm surprised he didn't just like wham right in the kisser.
Exactly. Here, I want to play the second clip too, because this is where Eli goes on to say that there's a line and Marvin crossed it.
I'm just listening to this over here. I'm chilling.
That's Anderson.
Yeah, it's Anderson.
But it's like, where do you draw the line? Like for a super aggressive pass, but at the same time, like there is a line. Like that pass was over the line, But where do you draw that line? I don't know. I think you draw it with
it's up to Gallagher, man. Gallagher's the decision maker on all that stuff. He makes great ones too.
Oh, so Anderson coming in with jokes. So all this is happening. Marvin and Eli are sitting right next to each other, and Anderson's also right there, and he's just trying not to get in on this. And Marvin kind of calls him out for taking him out a couple weeks ago, and then Anderson, with all his problems with the AMA last week, he said that he totally just called him out. Gallagher.
Oh, for sure.
Gallagher is in charge of all this, and he makes great decisions. That's awesome.
Well, Gallagher, where's the decision on Barcia? Because that's a little unfair. I had Barcia to win, so I'm not against Barcia, but it's just about fairness.
Yeah, exactly.
So.
Same thing with the 250 heat where Alves and Van Buskirk. Is he gonna?
Yeah, no one's
something?
talking about that.
Yeah, not that I have a problem with it, but it's just the consistency thing. And I know they said there. Tomac said something about a $5,000 fine. Is that what Musquin got? Did they already fine him?
I will have to look into that. I want to say yes. I know he got fined something, but
oh yeah,
because I know we talked about Osborne and Savaggi and how Osborne got.
Yeah, I thought it was like a $3,500 fine from Vegas last year.
So it's probably $5,000 for the 450 class.
Yeah, that's kind of messed up. Because what if you had like a privateer rider like who does the same thing? Are they going to fine him $5,000 whenever?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. So yeah, what if instead? Okay, you don't have Josh Graham, but you have I don't know, Peter Parker, and he gets
Spider-Man
paid. Yeah, he gets paid on the side by KTM people just to whenever you see us lapping you, All you have to do is make the main, and then when you see us lapping you, just get in the way. I don't know. It could happen.
Yeah, that was the thing last year too with Reed. Whenever like he wouldn't let Dungey lap him like as fast as he could. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, there's teams on here, so people are obviously gonna ride as teams. And help each other out, and even just friends, you know, people ride together, train together. If they can help their buddy win the championship, why not? So it's gonna be interesting to see where all this goes. The crowd
I want to
was
see how it's
definitely
gonna develop
mad.
for sure.
And I did see the funniest clip, the funniest picture on Instagram. It was the Talladega Nights on the top with Ricky Bobby and whatever the French guy's name is, Jean Girard. And
Don Gerard.
And then right below it, it was Tomac and Musquin on the podium, just kind of having the same look. It was so perfect. And we've used that reference on here before, too, the Talladega Nights thing. So
Yeah.
it's happening. It's definitely happening right now.
I am Formula 1.
Yeah, I said I need to watch. I'm going to watch that movie and then maybe.
Then you love crepes.
Just the first
Say
scene.
it, Pepe Le Pew. I mean, break it, Pepe Le Pew.
The scene where he's in, like, whenever he first, like, introduces himself and they're in the bar and he's, like, putting the jazz music on.
Yeah.
It's like, turn it off. Somebody turn it off. Great movie. Definitely going to watch that. But for this podcast, 450 recap, is there anything else that you want to add, Claudio?
Yeah, man. We have a little injury update on Cooper Webb.
Oh.
Yeah, Cooper Webb, as we know, he was out in Minneapolis. He got landed on, and the only thing that we had on him was
a leg injury or something.
Yes, I'm about to read it right here. So he announced on Instagram that he sustained a fracture of the tibia on the round 14, which was Minneapolis. He was landed on in the rhythm section right off the start in the first main event of the Triple Crown. And so that's all we knew, and then we just have a little update on him. He did sustain a fracture in his tibia, but also in his fibula. So he's gonna undergo surgery on Thursday, and there's no really a return date for him.
Jeez.
So yeah, so hopefully we'll see him in the motocross, but I doubt it. So I wonder who
it sounds like he's
call.
definitely gonna miss a couple rounds, but I think he could be able to race the later half of that season, maybe.
Yeah, maybe the last couple of races, but I just feel like a leg injury it's pretty gnarly, to have. So
indeed it is. Indeed it is.
So yeah, and then the other thing that I wanted to point in here was the points standing. We have Anderson with 332 points, Marvin Musquin with 298 points, and Eli Tomac with 269 points. In fourth place, we have Brayton with 247, Baggett with 243. That should be our next
head to head.
Who's gonna
Brayton and Baggett.
Yeah, Brayton Baggett.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens in Utah this week.
Yeah, maybe Pike, who's sitting in sixth with 219 points. But yeah, definitely those two. Baggett still have a chance to get out to fourth place, so should be interesting.
It is very interesting. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of the Motocross Supercross podcast. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. Follow us on Instagram at MXSX Podcast. And we'll talk to you later. Peace.